Welcome. Today we are practicing Surya Namaskar Asana A, or Sun Salutation A. Sun salutations are commonly seen in the beginning of a yoga practice because they help to move the energy, increase circulation, and get us ready for standing postures. A key feature of sun salutations is that we connect the breath and movement together. One breath per movement. Let's see if you can let your breath guide you. You may like to have a couple blocks or a chair in front of you for this flow. Start at the top of your mat in Tadasana, feet hips distance or a little wider apart. Shift the weight forward and backward a few times from toes to heels until you find balance somewhere in the middle. Inhale, arms reach overhead, look up. And exhale into a forward fold, bending your knees and keeping your back straight. Feel free to use your hands to tuck or untuck your belly, whatever gives you more space to fold. Then bring your hands to blocks on the tall setting or to a chair in front of you. Keep your knees generously bent and lift halfway on the inhale. Extend the crown of your head long towards the top of your mat and your tailbone back towards whatever is behind you. And fold again as you exhale. Together, we step back into plank pose. So bend your knees a ton so you can plant your hands on either the ground or blocks and step your feet to your mat, to the back of your mat in a plank position. Lower your knees to the mat. We have options. You can either stay here or lower your chest and chin down to the mat and come onto your belly. If you're still lifted, take cow pose, arch your back, lift your tailbone, and look up. If you're on the ground, hug your elbows by your sides and lift into cobra pose. Driving the tailbone down, keep the crown of your head pointing in front of you so the neck is long. Wherever you are, squeeze the shoulder blades together like there's a penny between them and you're trying to catch it. Then lift your chest a little higher. 1 more centimeter, because you can. And now lower back down, tuck the toes, and press back to downward facing dog, using the knees, or maybe you don't. You might like to walk your dog, especially if it's a nice day. Then bring your right hand in towards the middle of your mat and take a big step so you can get your right foot towards the outside of your right hand. Then step the left foot to meet the right and lift halfway into a half forward fold. Hands to your shins or on blocks. Spine is long. And exhale to fold again. Drive down into your heels and on an inhale, reach up to standing Tadasana, arms overhead, palms touch there. And then draw the hands to your heart. We'll go again. Inhale, the arms reach up. Soften the knees, hinge at your hips and fold forward into Uttanasana. Hands to blocks if you need or the chair. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend the knees a whole lot so you can plant your hands to the blocks or the ground and step back to plank pose. Lower the knees. This time you might stay here and find cow, or you might come back all the way down to the belly into cobra, bhujangasana. Either way, go ahead and lift your head, lift your chest, little back bend wherever you are, shoulders away from ears, neck long. And then use an exhale to come back through center and press back, hips to the sky, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a big breath into your low belly and a full breath out of your low belly. Walk your left hand in towards the middle side of your mat, the middle of your mat. And then big step left foot towards the outside of your left hand. Good. And then right foot meets the left top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. all the way up to stand. Reach up, look up, see the ceiling above you, and then bring your hands to your heart. We're going to do that one more time on each side. So inhale, arms reach up, big bend in the knees, hinge at your hips, keep a long spine as you come down to your blocks or the floor. And then inhale, lengthen, lift halfway, front ribs draw in, tailbone back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant your hands, step back to a plank pose. And then lower to your knees, you know your options now. And then come through cow or cobra pose, inhaling to lift your chest and your chin. And following your breath out, hips to the sky, back to downward facing dog. Right hand towards the middle of the mat, and then big step, right foot towards the outside of the right hand. And then left foot towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway, long spine, shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Push into the heels so you can come all the way to standing with the breath. Inhaling, and exhaling, hands in front of the heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Let the breath guide you. Exhale, fold. Breath in to lengthen halfway. On the exhale, you fold again, planting your hands and stepping back to the plank pose. Lowering the knees and then taking your belly down to the mat into cobra or cow pose, your choice. Exhale the hips back and up to downward facing dog. Taking a full breath here in through the nose, out through your nose. Walk the left hand towards the middle of your mat, and then left foot steps, big step towards the top, and right foot meets it. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to come all the way up, reach up, look up, palms touch, little back bend at the top, and exhale, hands to the heart. And take your feet wide if they're not already. And sit down into a little yogi squat malasana. Your heels don't have to touch the ground. It's okay if they don't, but try to keep your spine long, chest open. And eventually take the hands behind you, like you're going to do a little crab walk. And then lower your seat to the ground. Extend the legs in front of you. Good. And then lower down onto your back. One vertebra at a time. Head is the last thing to lower. Very nice. Bend the knees and plant your feet about hips distance for a little bridge pose. We ground down into our heels, firm the quads or thighs, and then lift your hips up and off the ground any amount that they can go. You can also slide a block under your hips for a little support here. You can do that on the low or the medium setting. Kind of like resting it where your belt loop would go. But like your belt loop in the 90s when everybody had low-rise jeans. Good. Another breath here. And lower on the breath out. One vertebra down at a time. Hips are the last thing to lower. If you have the block, you can lift the hips to remove the block and come back down onto the ground. Finding your sitting bones on the ground and your legs extended long on the mat. And palms can be resting by your sides, facing up or somewhere on the body if that feels nice. Let the eyes soften, maybe even close. And take awareness of the subtle body, any energy that you can feel moving, maybe even your breath, maybe even your heartbeat. energy flows where attention goes. So as you focus your attention on this present moment, the sensations in your body, your energy begins to flow there. And it becomes easier and easier to stay present. Continue to watch the breath rise and fall. And take rest. Feel free to stay laying on your back. Or you might start to find gentle movement of your fingers and toes, rolling your head from left to right. Eventually rolling to one side with the knees towards your chest. And then slowly pressing yourself up into an easy seated pose, Sukhasana. If it feels nice to bring the palms to touch, bring the palms to touch. Bowing in gratitude to yourself for getting through this. And gratitude to this practice. Thank you. Namaste.